the Game of Life podcast coming at you, where we bring to you the behind-the-scenes lives of NBA players, business-savvy entrepreneurs, and top-level performers in all fields of personal development. The podcast that helps you become the best version of you. The Game of Life, David Nurse. Here we go.
You can get more done in a 6-hour day with great sleep than an 8-hour day of crappy sleep.
Game of Lifers, we have a great one for you today. When I can say that I learned multiple things through this conversation to add to my life, that's saying something. Because trust me, I think I'm an absolute nut when it comes to the most important thing you can do for your body and for your mind. And it's not working out. It's not mindfulness. It's not nutrition. It's sleep. And the guest today, well, his grandfather actually invented the waterbed. Yeah, the waterbed. That super cool 1980s bed that made you feel like you were literally sleeping on the ocean. Whether it's a great feeling or not, that's for you to decide. But this guy could be in no better industry than sleep itself. And he is not only getting the best sleep himself and here to teach you how to do so, him and his company ChiliPad are literally changing the world when it comes to sleep. When I tell professional athletes, NBA players, NBA coaches, the one best single way that they could drastically improve their deep sleep, increase their HRV, and recover to the max every single night, that one thing they could do literally that night, I tell them to add the ChiliPad to their life. It has changed my life, and I am not just saying that. In no way, shape, or form would I bring this guy on to tell the story of his personal struggle with sleep and how you, yes, you, right there, right now, listening to this podcast can increase your sleep performance. And trust me, when you do, your whole world will change. I personally haven't woken up one morning since I've been sleeping at home with my ChiliPad, using this ChiliPad, where I haven't felt fully rested. I know that might seem tough to believe, but trust me, once you try it, you will thank me, you will love me. Please try it. I'm helping him and his company, ChiliPad, just because I believe in them so much, get these into the hands of as many NBA players, NBA teams, professional athletes as possible, and it has seen a drastic impact on those that have had it. Ladies and gentlemen, Game of Lifers, 1%ers, sleep nuts, please welcome the sleep wizard himself, the mad scientist behind the ChiliPad, Mr. Todd Youngblood. Buckle up. Your sleep issues could be cured in less than 30 minutes. Here we go.
All right, so how did you get into the ChiliPad? Like, how did it all originate? And I know you probably get this question a million times, and you probably said it a million times, and I hate asking questions that everybody else asks, but everybody out there, we need to know, I need to know.
It's all right. It's a good story, so I don't mind telling it. So the long story is my uncle invented the waterbed 50 years ago.
The waterbed?
The waterbed. Okay. The waterbed.
Loved the waterbed.
Yeah.
Had one when I was a kid. Loved it.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, and anyone that's ever slept on a waterbed, you would remember if the heater went out, you'd freeze your tail off because it wasn't a viable product until we figured out how to heat it. So I worked with my uncle out of college, and at the time he was not in the waterbed business, in a different industry. But it was always in the back of my mind, if you can come up with something that really can change sleep and come up with some technology that really is impactful, it's a big opportunity. It can really change a lot of lives. Fast forward to, it was probably about 2003. I was having a lot of night sweats. So I'd just wake up and be super hot, sweating, like the pillow would wake up wet. It was just a terrible problem. And it made me realize that, if you sleep hot, sleep is miserable. And you can change the climate everywhere else in your life, but you can't in your bed. You change the elevation, you can sleep on air, water, foam, you change everything about your sleep experience except the temperature. It's crazy. So started working on temperature control for sleep and started working on the technology in 2004 and launched our first product in 2007.
Wow. So it really evolved from the issue that you had of having hot sweats to being like, okay, I need to create a product that can make me sleep in the cold.
Pretty much. We were running a product.
Cool.
Yeah, we were running a product development business at the time, and so spending a lot of time in Asia and working with different factories on different technologies. So we were in the product development business. That helped a lot. But yeah, this came out of literally just a need. The interesting part is, as it's evolved in the last 10 years since we've brought the Chili Pad first to market, we thought it was really a comfort thing of, hey, I'm hot, let me be more comfortable, let me just sleep better. And what really the research has shown us that we've found in the last probably 3 or 4 years is it has an unbelievable impact on sleep quality.
All right, welcome back to the Game of Life podcast. We've got Jeremy Lin on. Jeremy, what's going on?
The 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why.
He's like the eye of the hurricane, because in the middle of the hurricane, it's really calm. And so Michael never tried to stop all the madness around him. What he learned was he just got calm in the middle of it.
Stealing that pass at Staples, I was like, dude, you know?
Yeah. Give Kobe a little glance after that. What's up?
You want to be that person that when they walk into a room, that people are happy to see you.
Talk to me about working with Ronaldo. You helped coach Ronaldo to become a great sleeper.
A human test tube. Thank you, man. I think that's like one notch up from being a human guinea pig. They'll take it.
In a good way.
And I just pray, man. Like, I just pray and I just thank God for everything.
The moment you realized, man, I'm in the NBA.
Oh, man, that was from day one. That was the day I got drafted, when I heard my name being called.
Buckle up, the Game of Life podcast coming at you, where we bring to you the behind-the-scenes lives of NBA players, business-savvy entrepreneurs, and top-level performers in all fields of personal development. The podcast that helps you become the best version of you.
So as you've seen maybe personally, we've seen it with like Delta Force. This is part of a to-go kit for Delta Force. As they're being deployed, they can have the opportunity to select the Chili Pad to increase their sleep density. Guys like Kelly Starrett, who runs San Francisco CrossFit, he uses it with a lot of the people he works for or works with to talk about how to increase the sleep quality, reduce sleep latency, fall asleep faster, that kind of stuff.
That's really interesting, because I'm an absolutely huge sleep nut. And when you say quality, like, a lot of people will think it's the 8 hours of sleep that you need to get, and you just need to get the quantity. But I wouldn't, like, I can feel it. I'd much rather get 6.5, 7 hours of quality sleep than if I'm sleeping in the hot in 8 hours.
That's right. We talked a lot about, even just before we jumped on here, in the off time of travel and the impact of travel and jet lag and all that stuff. And I have to say, one of the reasons that some of the teams are purchasing for the entire team is because it will reduce the jet lag. So when you're in a sleep environment, the more things you can keep at a constant state, temperature being the top one, you're essentially reducing the variables from your sleep. So rather than worry about what time zone you're on, if you're in a constant temperature, even if you can't go to bed at the same time, you can eliminate that as an abnormality. Different hotel rooms going to have different temperature. Each mattress has a different temperature profile. So all those variables really are somewhat disruptive to having great sleep quality, sleep density.
That's really interesting, because when you say teams, like talking like NBA teams, NHL, NFL, whatever teams it might be, and how much travel that they have to do throughout the year, like literally NBA teams, it's the 82 games, 41 of them are on the road, they're flying. If you can crack the code to get the best recovery, like that's what the NBA is about. It's about recovery. They're playing back-to-backs, 3 and 5s. can you have the chili pad on the airplane? How's your travel work?
You can actually travel with it. So we're doing a test.
Why don't I have one of those? I need one of those.
Yeah, we're working on trying to get the size smaller so we make a real proper travel version. But like we're doing a pilot program this year with Chicago Bulls.
Oh yeah.
And so their players have an opportunity to have that as one of their travel amenities. So it can go on one of their beds to reduce the impact of time zone change and hotel room factor.
That is so big. 'Cause that's what I mean. We both find through traveling all over the world and stuff, and we're probably just, our bodies are just so worn out from all of it that we can just sleep anywhere at any time. But for most people and for athletes and being able to perform at the highest level every time you touch down, like knowing, not just getting the quality sleep, but in your brain mentally knowing you're going to get quality sleep. Like I get great sleep on the chili pad, and I've seen a complete difference when I don't have it, when I do have it. But it's also going to bed and just be like, man, here we go. I got my game changer with me, going to give me a great night of sleep.
That's right. And even if you're staying at one of the best hotel rooms in the world, it's a variable. So you just never really know what's going to happen. So you can't anticipate travel, sort of, I call it travel drama.
Yeah.
That's just the life of travel, right? So you don't know if you're going to have a noisy neighbor, if someone's going to have to throw a party at 2 a.m., but reducing those variables, that makes a big difference.
Okay, so what does the chili pad, what does it do for people? What's the scientific, nerdy breakdown of why you need to sleep in the cold and why the chili pad's going to help you get there consistently?
Yeah, awesome question. So there's really two main parts to that. One, we talk about sleep latency, and that's the term of how long it takes you to fall asleep. So for anyone that's out there that's like insomniac or just really struggles falling asleep, you struggle to fall asleep because your body is not reducing its temperature. So literally, you will lay there and until your body temperature starts dropping, you will not fall asleep. So one of the other tricks, like someone takes a hot shower or hot bath to increase your body temperature and then go to bed. If you don't have a chili pad, that'll artificially allow your body to heat up. When you get in bed, and it'll cool down and has a similar effect. So someone like Tim Ferriss, biohacker, that's one of the things that he tries when he travels and doesn't have the chili pad to sleep on. So sleep latency is a key factor that you will fall asleep more quickly. The other variable is if you look at your circadian rhythm, the coldest part of the human 24-hour cycle is about 4 a.m. So in a lot of modern beds with a lot of increased foam content, our beds are no longer as cool at 4 o'clock in the morning as when we go to bed. So your mattress is absorbing heat all night long. And so by 4 a.m., it's typically hotter than when you go to sleep. Releasing that heat makes you even warmer. So the chili pad negates that. It allows your temperature of your mattress to stay at a constant temperature throughout the night. So regardless whether you're setting it at 57 degrees or at 65 degrees, rather than worrying about what temperature is your bed going to be in, it's that one constant temperature.
Man, you hit so many gold points right there. First of all, the latency, which by the way, we were talking about tracking with the Oura Ring, and my latency is under 1 minute. Like I am super blessed to be able to fall asleep under 1 minute, sleep anytime, anywhere on an airplane. We're talking about all those travels in China too. That's just something I'm very blessed at. But you make unbelievable points too. And the point that I really like that I haven't actually heard is how our bodies is at a cold point, the coldest point in the state of the night, in the state of the sleep with circadian rhythm.
Right.
The saying circadian rhythm is like if you can increase or help your circadian rhythm, enhance I guess is a better word, circadian rhythm, and you hear that, you should definitely do it. Like that's a big time thing, all you listeners out there.
Yeah, that's right. I think that has to do with the consistency, right? So going back to reducing variables, particularly for your high performing clientele, one of the variables they know how to achieve their best. So the thing is, when they look at how do they perform their best, they want to look at any other variable that takes away from them being at their best. And so temperature and following that circadian rhythm, the other things of when they eat during the day, how much alcohol, if they drink alcohol, when they drink it, how much they drink it, all influence that temperature cycle. And so trying to reduce those variables makes a huge difference of people that they absolutely have to be at the best of the best.
Man, that's really interesting because I know all that. I knew all the hacks and everything from talking to great sleep coaches like Nick Littlehales and Patrick Byrne, and just learning all the things that go into sleep, but not really realizing how much it affects your actions throughout the day, affects your body temperature, and how important. I mean, I know how important it is to sleep in the cold, but all the things that you can do to throw yourself out of that. That's right. Like my goal, I have my sleep so dialed in. I am like a sleep prima donna basically. I'll do every little thing, and I've got it so dialed in that I'm getting great sleep every night. But there's still those nights that I wake up with like what I call hot eyes in the morning, and where I'm not feeling fully rested and fully energized. Are you able to, or is that probably what you're trying to do too, is figure out like how you can consistently get the best optimal sleep every single night? Is there any other tips that you find from that?
Yeah, I mean, so that's exactly what the Chili Pad's looking to do. And as we look at how do we get better over the next couple of years, part of that is how do we make our product use experience that much better.
Nice.
But typically, the colder the better. So for people that don't want it particularly cold, or maybe they're already a little bit cold when they go to bed, and people with higher metabolism have their sleep requirements are slightly different than sort of a normal guy like me. So you have to be aware of where that metabolism is. But it's that first sleep cycle that you get most of your deep sleep, and that's when you're generating growth hormones. That's when you're filing memories. That's a really important part of that restorative sleep. So we do have some people, they'll set their Chili Pad, say if a comfortable temperature is, say, 68 degrees, they'll get into bed, and then as soon as they get into bed, they'll drop it to what we call an uncomfortably cool, and they'll actually get better REM sleep and better deep sleep. So Aura's tracked my deep sleep, and in some of the prototypes I've been testing over the last year, I've been able to double my deep sleep just by getting to an uncomfortably cold level.
Wow.
So when you look at basically you talk about it, the technical term is non-shivering thermogenesis. Yeah. So when you shiver, you'll wake up. Right. So we want to get as cold as possible before you start shivering. And that you can sleep through that because you're in a sleep state. You're maybe not comfortable to the climate, but it's comfortable for your sleep state. It's optimal for your sleep state.
I love that. How do I get into that? I mean, I go to 57 on mine, so I'm kind of as cold as possible. It's pretty. I mean, I'm pretty good with it. But is there a way? Like, how are you getting personally deeper?
Well, some of the prototypes we're working on. The deep voodoo stuff that's out there. It's coming.
It's coming, everybody. It's coming.
Yeah. So it's one of the things in product development. You got. I won't say I have an inventor's dilemma from time to time where you get kind of a touch of what something can be.
Yeah.
But the technology has to evolve. So we've got some inklings of things we can do in the future where we really want to see it go. In the long-term future, to go out 5 years or 10 years, we're going to see the future of healthcare happen at night, at home, in your bed. Because it's the dumbest place you live, and that's when your body naturally heals, and we do nothing with it. So all these guys, you talk about Nick sleeping on it, Tim Ferriss sleeping on it, Dave Osprey sleeping on it. Yeah. The reason that the guys that are most obsessed with human performance have all adopted the Chili Pad is because it makes an extreme difference to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's funny you say those guys that are really into optimization, because the NBA players that I've worked with and the ones that I've put you in touch with, like, I'll tell all my players about it, but it's the ones that understand that they're going to have longer careers, they're going to have better careers, they're going to just be better overall people, have more energy if they're getting the best night's sleep possible. And it's those ones that stand out, like you're talking about.
Life's just better when you sleep better, right? You don't wake up angry when you sleep well. You wake up like you can crush it, right? Anything's possible. We really do believe that, The other part, you mentioned Aura before, and whether it's Aura or Sleep Tracker, there's a Sleep Cycles, a great app out there. But it starts with data. And so I'm sure a lot of you guys, with the kind of algorithms out there and the type of technology that exists today, it's radically different than 5 years ago. You can improve what you can track. It is now so easy to track sleep through a variety of tools, some better than others, but tracking it is better than not tracking it, regardless of the tool. And you can show improvements. So rather than telling people that, hey, if you're going to have that hamburger at 11 o'clock at night and try to go to bed, it's not going to be great for you. So now you can see the data and know just because, and look at what the variables are and improve it. And now you can change it. You know,
I love that on so many levels because we track everything. You track in the weight room, you track how much weight you're doing. You're tracking the food you're eating. You're tracking your weight fluctuation. But no one ever really tracks sleep. And that's the most important thing. Like if I could rate it, it'd be sleep 1, sleep 2, sleep 3, then nutrition, and then working out. But everybody has it all mixed up and backwards.
That's going to change.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, so we talk internally about why do we think, or maybe it comes up in conversations on other podcasts, why do we think there's so much energy now on sleep? And I really believe that there hasn't been sufficient focus on it because you couldn't measure it. And as you know, human beings are so data focused, we want to see it. Like, tell me, you know, I can look at the mirror and know I look fat, but I want to step on a scale and have the scale tell me how fat I am. Yeah. Then I'll believe it and I'll take action. Sleep's the same way. There wasn't really quality information up until about 5 years ago. You're going to see a genesis on the focus on sleep that we're talking about. Everyone, whoever's not talking about sleep now, certainly will be in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and I've seen it with NBA teams in particular. When I was coaching in the NBA, we'd fly back directly after a game and get in at like 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. and it'd just change, and you'd have practice the next morning. And like people didn't understand circadian rhythms and how important that flow is. But now most teams will stay the night after a game and then fly back, so they're staying on that same sleep schedule. So NBA teams, professional sports teams are getting it a little bit more, but there's still so much more that they can do. And here's the thing about tracking. I love it, absolutely love it. I think it's going to continue to get better and better and better because I'm a nut to see improvement in myself. But one thing that I did notice when I was wearing the Root Band for a while, and I would notice sometimes like it says I didn't get good HRV and my HRV score was down. So mentally I was thinking, my day's rocked. I didn't get a good night's sleep.
Yep.
So it can also mess with your mind a little bit, but I would still rather know than not know.
That's true, and that's where it's really hard for tools to be, you know, jack of all or king of one. And you know, I love the Oura Ring just for that because there are other things that track activity more accurately. These guys crush it on sleep.
They do.
So they're 90% or 95% accurate against medical grade sleep diagnostic tools. And the sleep diagnostic tools actually are going to catch up to show more, I think, of what Oura is showing because they're all brainwave based and there's a lot more going on in your body than brainwaves while you're sleeping. But being able to catch every single heart rate to be able to get that accurate HRV is fantastic.
Man, that's it. Man. If you can combine the Oura Ring with the Chili Pad, you are on the right track. And that's what I'm trying to get all NBA teams, all NBA players listening to this. That's what you got to get. That's the lethal combo right there. Speaking on sports teams, have you been able to see, or you able to speak on the advantages that they've got by using the Chili Pad and the increases in their performance?
Well, it's really hard to pin, one specific thing to a dramatic change in performance. Right. But, we see the adoption increasing across all sports. One of the things we know from the different sports also have different sort of focus on data. So we've got some great research we've done with some Major League Baseball teams that have reported back to us and tell us what they're showing on resting heart rate and seeing that resting heart rate drop by as much as 7 beats per minute. So they're seeing essentially a 12% gain in cardio recovery just by sleeping cooler because your metabolism's dropping. You're basically pushing your body into a more relaxed, more recuperative state by sleeping cooler.
Sleeping cooler can really just, be be the formula. It can be the, like you said, it can be the healthcare without needing healthcare. It can be the thing that keeps you healthy. It can be the thing that gives you the energy. It's just sleeping in the cold. People don't realize how important that is. It's just frustrating to me when I talk to people and they don't know it. So thank you for being an advocate. Thank you for being so passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah, man, this is what we do. And I think the other thing we like about it, what's helped us with some of the adoption is a lot of the other stuff you talk about with nutrition and even fitness and some of the workout things, man, they take discipline. They're hard. You have to focus and stay committed to it. This takes a push of a button. Like, you don't have to do a darn thing. You get to your bedroom, it's bedtime, you turn the darn thing on and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's where it's a lazy man's tool to just improve sleep. It just makes it easier.
That's so cool you said that too. Like, this podcast and everything you do, it's about optimizing, but like being able to go the 1% more, the 1%. But hey, if you got something that will just enhance everything that you do and it's so easy to do, obviously take that. Man, I love learning about sleep. A quick break in the podcast is something else I love. Nutrition, healthy eating. Sponsor for the day, Ample. AmpleMeal.com. What is it? It's eating well, simplified. Ample is a nutritious, full meal in a bottle made from real food, real tasty food ingredients you can trust. They have Ample Keto, Ample Vegan, Ample Original. And what they're also doing, they're feeding the world. They're giving back, donating one meal to over throughout the world. On every 6 meals that are purchased, one is going all throughout the world. They're feeding America. They're feeding you. They're getting you nutritious. Ample meal on the go. I blend mine up. Literally have it every day for lunch. Blend it up with ice. Put a little cacao. Some other goodies in there. Just make it like a thick, creamy milkshake. It tastes so good, and it's so good for you. Check it out, amplemeal.com. Enter the code NURSE at checkout to get 15% off your order. And just eat a big old smoothie and get ready to take another nap, take another sleep. Coming back to the podcast with you, Mr. Todd Youngblood, Chili Pad. Let's go.
The main thing we're doing right now from Chili is we take all of our returns and we refurbish them and put them out there with the veteran community. So we found that anyone suffering with PTSD, they're really struggling to have that body temperature drop. So they're literally laying there awake. They can't go to bed. And when they do finally go to sleep, they're typically not getting past that REM sleep where all the dream state is. They're waking up with night terrors with that dream state. They never hit deep sleep. So they're not filing memories. They can't get the restorative, healthful effects of deep sleep. So what we've been able to do is we repurpose all of our refunded return product to get out there in veterans' beds. So anyone can reach out to us at any time. We partner up with Purple Heart Homes.
Nice.
We've done some programs with Wounded Warrior Project.
Yep.
But we donate. I think we've donated over 50,000 hours of products in the last year. The goal is to double that for 2019. We want to change lives. And we know, what you talked about before, like when you wake up with a good night of sleep, you feel like you can do anything. Yeah. We want to change lives through better sleep. And we're excited about everyone that helps spread the word, everyone that supports our product. We just want to give it back. We're excited to be in a position to make the world a better place.
That's so cool to hear, because you're definitely doing it. And my definition of legacy is if you can change one person's life, you can make an impact in one person alone's life. The rest is just gravy on top. And think how much gravy you're having. That you're having an impact on so many more people. With better night's sleep, you just live in a more joyful life, a more passionate, a more confident life. But just think about everything else too. Like when you wake up in the morning without good sleep, you're kind of upset. You're kind of mad. You're gonna make nicer people, kinder, more caring, generous people around the world.
Exactly, man. That's the game plan. No, we're so fortunate. We're so appreciative of being in this spot in the market, being in the spot in today's world to really make a difference. We're trying to do it the best way we know how.
Man, I love it. I love it. And when this podcast airs, Uller is just about to come out. So, leaving the audience with any type of teaser or any type of kind of cliffhanger, anything else you can tell. I know you got a lot more in there packed in Uller, but anything else you can release here right before it comes out?
Probably the internet connectivity is the thing we're most excited about.
Yeah.
So getting on a platform where you can connect with basically any sleep diagnostic. You can be able to tell Alexa to turn it on. You can put it on vacation mode. You basically we're excited to make it that much easier.
That's awesome. That is really cool. And I'm excited for the travel one coming up. That's going to change my life too.
Yes.
All right, before I let you off here, if you can leave the audience with 3 things that they can do tonight to enhance their sleep, they can leave listening to this podcast and know that they're going to wake up with deep, restorative sleep. And obviously the chili pad, having the chili pad is going to be number 1. So order your chili pad. All those links will be in the show notes with codes of how to get you one. But if you could give them just 3 simple tips to get great night's sleep, what do we got?
Awesome, man. I would say, number 1, download a sleep app or get a sleep diagnostic tool, because you can improve what you can measure. So don't wait another night. A tool that's not awesome is better than no tool at all.
Bingo.
Start measuring it. Take a warm shower or a hot bath before you go to bed, so you can start dropping that temperature. You'll get a sense of what cooling is really like. And the third one, I'd say, watch late night screen time for some people makes a big difference. Late meals, a lot of alcohol at night makes a big difference for others. So it kind of depends on the trigger points, but man, treat yourself to good sleep. Don't skip it, because you can get more done in a 6-hour day with great sleep than an 8-hour day of crappy sleep.
So good. And I would not have this guy on this podcast right now if I didn't believe in it wholeheartedly. Like, there's a few things in my life that I have to have, and when I travel, I literally yearn for the chili pad. Like, chili pad has been an absolute life changer to me. So that's why I get so juiced up knowing the Uler's coming. Just having to wait for it is what's going to get me. But it's coming really soon. Thank you so much for your time, everything that you're doing. I'm going home. I already have a chili pad, so I'm going to order a waterbed just to go old throwback. Nice. I had one back in the day just for you. And I just really, really appreciate what you're doing, man. You're doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it because you're passionate about it, and you're just helping so many people get better night's sleep and just be better overall human beings as it is.
That's the goal, man. It takes a village. Man, hey, thanks a lot for the time. Appreciate it. It was great being on.
Thank you.
Big time thank you to Todd Youngblood for just blowing our minds on sleep, the future of sleep, how to get better sleep, the importance of sleep, literally everything about sleep you just learned right there. And if you didn't take something away from it that you could learn, you're either the best sleeper in the world or you really weren't paying attention. Myself, I studied this to the max. I got about 10 things I do every single night to make sure I get the best sleep. And I picked up 2 new things that have increased my sleep since bringing Todd into this podcast. Hopefully you can take it away as well. And Game of Lifers, take it away that not only is Todd looking to change the world, but he's following his passion. He loves helping others. He is a servant to others to help them get better sleep. Not for his own personal gain. Of course, he's going to get better sleep in the process too, but he's following his passion. He's on a mission. He's driven, and you heard that in his voice. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do, Game of Lifers. You got to enjoy the process. The process can get mundane. You can wake up in the mornings and you can just think, oh, I got to go through this day again. Or you can just love it. You can love it. Know that it's a grind, but know that that journey is going to be a super fun journey. It's not the end goal. It's not the end goal. It's the daily grind that you go for. Game of Lifers, you can do it. And that's how you live every day, with ultimate joy, passion for what you do, and overall confidence in who you are. 1%ers. All right, Game of Lifers, big thank you again to Todd Youngblood Chili Pad. Check out all the show notes, and we'll have links and we'll have codes to get a discount on your own chili pad. And if you can, go to iTunes, be super helpful, leave a review. 5-star is appreciated. The more 5 stars we get, turns out that we can get bigger and better guests on. We can get sponsors. We can get you guys more goodies. So literally leaving a 5-star review, I found out, helps you. Like, it'd be cool. I love more stars, the better. I loved it when I got a star in school and all that good stuff. But the more stars, the better. Helps you, gets you more deals, better people coming on this. Not better people, but, more people coming on this podcast. Anyways, I'm rambling here now. Ask me a question. I'm very accessible. Email, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want. Hit me up. Let me know. I want to know. Game of Lifers. Have a great week. And remember, life's a journey. Enjoy it. David Nurse, Game of Life, signing off.